The story of Parshat Korach is a story of tragedy, as thousands of people are killed because of Korach's ill-conceived and ill-fated revolt against Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron HaKohen's authority. Interestingly, right at the beginning, when Moshe is confronted by Korach va'adato, he responds by suggesting a test to determine the legitimacy of Aaron's right to serve as the Kohen Gadol, a test that would involve the 250 followers of Korach bringing incense together with Aaron, and that Ketoret would be brought outside the Mishkan, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu would show who he favored, who he wanted. And yet, that test was not going to take place immediately. Rather, Moshe Rabbeinu tells Korach it should take place boker, the next morning. Only then, only then will HaKadosh Baruch Hu make known who is his. The Medrash Tanchuma asks the obvious question of why did Moshe Rabbeinu choose to delay this until the following day? Wasn't he concerned that the rebellion would gain steam in the intervening hours? And yet he offers the following explanation. Moshe Rabbeinu said to himself that perhaps they spoke as a result of being drunk or having eaten too much. Or perhaps in the intervening hours, they'll perform tshuva. This comment of the Medrash teaches us a very meaningful and important lesson in how we should respond to those who may confront us, may insult us, or antagonize us, rather than immediately responding, either with a defensive response or with a counterattack. Perhaps the best advice is to follow Moshe Rabbeinu's patience. As the Medrash records, his response was based on those two different possibilities. First, he suspected that something was off, that maybe something had happened to Korach and his people. Similarly, when we're confronted, maybe something is off. Maybe it's something else and not us that causes the person to respond in such an antagonistic fashion to us. The other possibility Moshe considered is that even if Korach was completely serious, maybe they would reconsider, maybe they would do tshuva. Similarly, we too should learn that we should give others that opportunity sometimes to reconsider the things they said and they did, rather than immediately fighting back. Sometimes show a bit of patience and tolerance for another person's mistakes and trust in their ability to recognize and correct their wrongful conduct, to do the tshuva that's ultimately necessary.